Here's how it lays out. If you are a real estate developer and have $400 million plus the ability to buy a portion of the Oakland Raiders, which would probably put your ability to spend somewhere in the $600 to $800 million range when all is said and done, the Raiders want you. That is the situation that the City of Oakland, the County of Alameda, and the Oakland-Alameda County Joint Powers Authority is dealing with right now, as well as the Oakland Raiders. That is the kind of person or group that would help the Raiders build the stadium they seek in Oakland and remain viable as an organization. You see, here's the overall problem. The Raiders are not the Dallas Cowboys. They were not. The Cowboys were purchased by a person who had wealth, Jerry Jones, who purchased the Cowboys for $140 million approximately 26 years ago, and was able to leverage part of his wealth to rehabilitate the Cowboys and then creatively use the resource that football organization presents to gain more money for it. For example, the then historic for its time $30 million Pepsi sponsorship deal at Texas Stadium. The Deion Sanders deal, some call it, because that allowed Jerry Jones to essentially get Deion Sanders onto the team and pay him a nice guaranteed signing bonus. But the Raiders don't have currently that kind of financial wherewithal among its ownership group. That is what is needed. That's the missing piece. You say, how do I know this? Well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. But that's the truth. The bottom line is, look, folks, this isn't rocket science. And it's really not secretive either. The fact of the matter is that a great football organization has to have some financial foundation from which it can make improvements and plan and implement plans for its future. Facilities plans, personnel plans, and other types of decisions. The Raiders aren't quite there. The primary revenue source for the Raiders continues to be television. Now, this leads to another problem with the organization that is more management. If you have ever been to a Raiders game last year, 2014, and went out of the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum complex parking lot towards 66th Avenue and looked at the welcoming sign that is over the parking lot, you probably noticed there was nothing there in the way of a large corporate sign. There was a small one for OCO Coliseum, and there was the Oakland Raiders, and that was it. That points to an enormous problem. There is a lot of unused space around the Coliseum that could be used for great sponsorship opportunities. Yet it's blank. And you have to ask why. Who's minding the store, or was minding the store at the time, which caused that problem? That's one of many other problems I could spend hours talking about with respect to the Oakland Raiders and how the organization is ran. The bottom line is they're looking for a deep-pocketed financial suitor to buy between 10 and 20% of the team, but also has enough money to help build the stadium of the future the Raiders so desperately need. How you get that person is simply by marketing. You've got to go out and find worldwide high net worth individuals, people who buy $25 million homes as second homes. who fly around in 757s around the world. Those people do exist. But you have to convince them that being part owner of the Oakland Raiders is worth their money. And the current management has to prove it has the acumen to take that person's money and turn it into a return on investment that gets that person's attention. I'm going to candidly say I'm not convinced this group can do that right now. However, in subsequent weeks, I think changes are happening. We have a new executive director at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum complex, and Scott McKibben, among others. And we have a great group of people at the JPA. We have a solid group of people in place. But there are other changes that are going to occur, which I think will help improve that situation. But the bottom line is this. By my estimation, there's about between $30 million and $150 million annually that could be squeezed out of the Raiders that hasn't been done. Yeah, I stand by that statement.